Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that gets touched on a lot, but I feel like there's not a lot of explanation around how many different ways there are to do it based on kind of just how you're built as a human being. So what I want to talk about is how to heel-toe downshift. Now, as I kind of briefly stated, there's a lot of different videos about this on the internet, but everyone has a different way of doing it because there's a lot of different ways to go about doing it. So today I want to kind of touch on how many different ways there are based on realistically how big your feet are. So this is just going to be a walkthrough on that. It's a really simple process. It takes practice to get it right. It's something that I think everybody should know how to do, especially if you're going to be taking your car to the track, because it's going to shave a lot of time off your laps if you perform it right. Now, yes, can you use this on the street? Sure. If you're doing it right, it's not dangerous. If you're doing it incorrectly, then it is. So I would recommend practicing this in a parking lot or, an abandoned roadway or something like that, where you're not really getting in anyone's way, because with the amount of footwork that you're doing, it's a little different than your typical rev match and things like that. So let me kind of briefly explain before we jump right into it what heel-toe downshifting is. So with a regular downshift, you would typically put your foot on the clutch, blip the gas, and it would bring the RPMs up, and that would be it. You would change your gears. But with a heel-toe downshift, you put the clutch in, and you take your right foot, and you want to have it partially on the brake while giving yourself room to blip the throttle. Now, the difference here is it depends on your foot size, and it also depends on your car type. Different cars with a manual transmission, or cars in general, are going to have the pedals spaced differently in distance. So you need to find out what works best for your car and for your foot type. If you have more of a narrow foot type, just blipping it with the side of your toe might not be as easy as it is to actually twist your foot and blip the gas with your actual heel. So these are the things that you're going to have to experiment with. Now, the ways to do this that I was taught was that like I said, you can either use the side of your foot, the right side of your right foot, kind of that pinky toe area, blip the gas while still having your foot on the brake. That's a very common way to do it. It's a very easy way to do it. Again, if your pedals are spaced for that, and if your feet are wide enough, it works very, very well. Now, I've driven a lot of manual transmission cars. Some of them work great for this for me. Others work better if I do the actual heel-toe method, where you twist your foot a little bit to the side and you press the brake in, and then you blip the gas with your heel to bring the revs up and to downshift. So those are the two different ways to do it. Now it just involves practicing and getting that momentum down. So again, put the left foot in, essentially take the right foot out, and then go ahead and hit the brake, blip the gas with the heel. Or if you have wide feet and pedals that are close enough, hit the clutch, hit the brake, use the side of your foot, blip the gas, and then change the gear. Now again, this works really, really well for quick gear changes going into corners, because when you're going into a corner, if you are on it, if you're trying to rev match and brake at the same time, the car gets very jolty and you lose momentum, you lose everything. It doesn't work well. By being able to have your foot on the brake and braking gradually, while also being able to rev match and keep the RPMs up, that now allows you to accelerate out of the corner a lot faster than if you were trying to basically work 3 pedals with only the toes of your feet, because it's pretty much impossible to do that. So that's why this technique is great. Now I'm going to give you a quick drive just to show you how it works. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to really mount it down here by the seat, but what it is going to do is allow you to actually hear, I took the Subaru so you can hear the gear changes and everything like that, but you'll be able to see how I'm making it work. And like I said, it's very, very good for going into corners, for tracking and things like that. If you're doing autocross, it's probably not something you're going to use. It is something that I've seen drifters use time and time again. There's a lot of different forms of racing that use this technique. It's not just your road course guys going around trying to set the fastest lap. I've seen, like I said, I've seen drifters do it. I've seen rallycross drivers do it. I've seen a lot of people use the technique. So once you get it down, it's very, very satisfying. It's honestly one of the most fun things to do, even if you're just kind of messing around. Let me go ahead and give you a quick drive so you can see how it works. All right, so as we set off, I kind of want to make a quick point that I didn't mention a second ago, and that's that I don't want anyone watching this to think that this completely replaces your more traditional rev match downshift, because there are times when just downshifting, just doing a traditional rev match to downshift the gears is more than enough to get the job done. You don't always necessarily need the brake to downshift. So this isn't something to replace that technique, but it is good to it helps to keep the car more balanced if you are at the track or something like that. There's a lot of people around here, so walking, this is probably not the best place to be snap, crackle, and popping as I go through this neighborhood. So I'm going to find another location. Right here, I want to go into third, second. It's something that I've done for years. I've been practicing for a pretty long time. I mean, we can pretend this is a corner, hit the brake, just like that. It's not overly difficult, like I said, but it's about knowing the car. It's about knowing where you need the revs, because what it comes down to is when you use your toe, it's a little easier to maneuver how much pressure you want to put on the gas pedal to bring those revs up. You have to be able to have it pressed enough so you don't just slam on the brakes, but also so that you have enough angle to get the heel in or to get the toe in, however the technique is going to work better for you. So these are just things that you're going to kind of, again, it's going to take practice, but once you get it, it's so satisfying. And like I said, it can be used in so many different aspects of driving. It's not something that you're just going to only use once in a great while. But yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of practice. Once you get it, it's very, very satisfying. It's very, very fun to do. It's something you can use in a lot of different areas of driving. So, you know, just go out there and practice it. And let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know if there's anything I missed. If there's another technique that you know of that you find to be more useful than either of the two that I gave. Because maybe there's something else that I could learn. Maybe there's a technique that would actually be easier for me. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. I upload videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So stay tuned for those, and I'll see you next time. Scooch out!